Wonderful. All right. Well, thanks for everyone for joining us here today for one of the GoldMind Project's monthly events. For those of you returning, we're so happy to see you. And those of you who are new to the GoldMind Project, we are equally excited to have you here and that you're diving in and investing into your career. We at the GoldMind Project, we do focus on monthly events that highlight tools for job search, mental health, resources, and other job opportunities and industry information that's local to us Calgarians here. So our focus is truly to help people who are underemployed, unemployed, or transitioning within your career. So yeah, my name is Catherine. I'll be helping facilitate today's session. So I do ask, if you, again, for those of you who are just popping in with us, that you do keep yourself on mute throughout the presentation, and please do turn on those videos so we can see your faces. And really, for your information, again, we will be putting this on our YouTube channel. Feel free to follow that and watch any previous events on there. We do have quite a few uploaded there, as well as we will also provide these slides to folks who are interested in that. And I will send a follow-up email after the event here today, and to see if any folks are interested in that, and we'll send it off your way. But yeah, again, without further ado, we do have the lovely ladies from Prospect Human Services joining us. Sarah Thompson, she'll be leading the conversation today, and she has over 20 years of experience within the human services field. She's spent the last 8 with Prospect Human Services, which is amazing. Huge loyalty there, obviously. And she's currently working as the client and community outreach specialist. She collaboratively supports clients using solution-focused approach with complex barriers around entering the workforce. She's always building and fostering connections with the community and service providers. Sarah is a graduate student working towards her master's in social work. So very, very excited to see her here today. Mercedes is also here as well. And she has been perfecting her network skills since her arrival to Canada 10 years ago. With a major in international marketing, she specializes in the art of relationship building. She's worked for Calgary's non-for-profit sector for the last decade in various roles, including volunteer management, event planning, fundraising, and corporate sponsorship management. Most recently, she joined Prospect's team and as a workforce advisor to assist with Prospect's corporate partners and connect job seekers through hiring events, jobs fairs, and network sessions. So yeah, again, what we'll be doing here, Prospect's going to present some information for us all here today. If you did have any questions, we do ask that you ask those in the chat box, so then we can at the end facilitate those at the end. So yeah, we'll get started here today, and I'll share my screen for everybody. All right, Sarah, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Catherine. So I'm just going to give you an overview of the services that we have at Prospect. We, over the pandemic, have grown actually quite a bit. And I know everyone is based out of Calgary, but I will, just for information's sake,
just right here.
Just for information's sake, I will let you know where some of our other services are provided within Alberta. And then at the end, I'll get Mercedes to explain. Hi, Val. Thanks so much for joining. Can I just get you to mute? Awesome. Thanks, Catherine. Yeah, so, and then Mercedes at the end will pop onto our website real quick at the end, and Mercedes will explain how to sign up for exciting company connectors and hiring events, and what to kind of expect during those. So we will just proceed then to the next slide. So a little bit of a background around Prospect. Prospect historically only served individuals that had identified with a barrier. And we use the term disability as a general term. I know that that's can be an uncomfortable word for some individuals, but really just to use as an identifier. But now we're able to serve all Albertans regardless if they have a barrier or do not. So a lot of our programs then have different expertise, and we're all developed with the employers and the job seekers in mind and consultation with them. Next. So essentially we have three types of services. We have our career and employment services that's open to all Albertans, and then more specialized with, again, those expertise that the staff come with. And then our skill development. So skill development for some individuals can be a little bit different than what maybe some individuals think. It's not necessarily training, but working on your essential skills. And so I'll explain that a little bit further as we go along. And next slide. So essentially, one of the excellent points about Prospect is that we have a variety, a continuum really of services, depending on what you as the job seeker are looking for. So if you're looking for a light touch and you just want a quick touch base with a career advisor, get some support, keep your, finger on the pulse of the labor market, know what's out there for resources, job postings, then our Employment Resource Center is an excellent way to connect with Prospect in a more non-formal way. And so virtual access right now, we still continue to provide services virtually. The staff have entered back into the office on a casual part-time basis. And I guess just to note, within the next few weeks, I anticipate that our doors will open for appointment for in-person meetings. And then we have 2 locations, just for people's convenience. We have one, our main office up in the northeast, so right behind the Canadian Tire, the TNT Pacific Mall, Marlborough train station. Right behind that Canadian Tire is our brown 1-story building, and that's our main office. And then right downtown, right on the C train line on 7th Ave and 8th Street, thereabouts, it's called the Northlands Professional Building. And so maybe perhaps you'd seen our office was on the bottom floor. Now we have, because we've grown so much that space, we kind of outgrew there. So we now have taken over the 9th floor essentially. So all the computers, so essentially the in-person Employment Resource Center has the computer lab, a printer, scanner, fax availability, and again is manned by a career advisor to provide that support. And then right now, if you want to access the virtual Employment Resource Center, or even going forward once we do open up, an excellent easy way to do that is to just join our Facebook page, and that's continually being updated. And next slide. So our career and employment services, again, that's open to all Albertans. You would have access then to one-to-one support with a career advisor, providing some, maybe taking a look at transferable skills, if you're looking to change careers and really wondering what is actually transferable. Sometimes often we underestimate the skills actually that we have and that can be transferable. And so we can really help you explore that, looking at what you need to highlight on your resume and cover letter, supporting to target that and develop that. And then if you're looking at doing some education or training, upgrading, really exploring and making sure that you're spending time, energy, and money on something that's going to be viable with the labor market, and that you're going to be attending a school that is actually going to be recognized and accredited across Alberta. And then again, connections with employers, those hiring events that Mercedes is going to talk about here later. And one of the bonuses to this service is it is offered in French. So if French is your primary or your first language, then there would be the career advisors that can provide that support. Then the job search assistance that comes with this, you can get, you know, the minimal support, or if you're wanting some more advanced job search support, I will mention one of our sets of professionals are called employment specialists. So really they have a dual role. Their first role is to build business development with employers, making connections, letting them know about the services that we have at no cost to them, and really keeping a pulse on the hiring and supporting them if they have any other questions, especially around some of the folks that we serve that are needing accommodations, and then we can support that way. And then the second part of their role then is to work with yourselves as the job seekers, and providing an extra set of eyes, advocating, sending off resumes or contacting employers, possibly letting them know. So really taking a stack of like 1,000 resumes, 1,000+ resumes, and hopefully getting yours put at the top, really trying to help you and support you in landing that interview. And then, which leads me to, we can do interview prep and practice and give some, you know, some good concrete positive feedback on how to nail those interviews. So this service is available in Calgary, Airdrie, Strathmore, Cochrane, and Edmonton. Awesome, thank you. Next slide. In conjunction with this service, we have a 3-day-a-week, 6-week course for individuals that are 50+. Unfortunately, ageism is still alive and well, and can be a barrier, and individuals can find that to be significant in trying to open up doors to employment. And so really taking a look at some more unique ways on job searching, and how to use your age as an ally, how to work with that, especially during those interviews. So that's our WorkWise program. And you would still continue to work with a career advisor at the same time while going through that 6-week course. And then on the complete opposite side, well, there we go, is our youth employment service. So ages 18 to 24. So you can see in the bottom in the eligibility piece around eligible for EI or completed EI within the last 60 months. That's hard to know sometimes if we've done enough hours, and especially right now, you know, I think the number of hours that you need really to qualify for EI is quite minimal. So don't worry about that. If you're between the ages of 18 and 24, we do have a pocket to be able to accept people regardless to whether they are eligible anyways. This may be an excellent service for you. One of the bonuses of this service is that it's really, so it says here about having a realistic job target. So if you're an individual that you know what you want, but you're still struggling to get in, this is an excellent service because the ratio of employment specialists and job seekers is about 1 to 5. So you're really getting a lot of one-to-one support, and from your end, it's one-to-one support. The bonus is those employment specialists work together as a team. And so we'll let each other know when there's some possible upcoming jobs. So that's the youth service. And then we'll just step into the specialized employment service. So this is where I was talking about the disability side of things. So what does that mean? Somebody that maybe has a medical condition, mobility issues, chronic pain, low vision or vision loss, hearing loss, or death, mental health, addictions. So really the whole spectrum. And the bonus is that you don't have to have a formal diagnosis. There's no need for a doctor's note. And we certainly don't give this information out to employers anyways. The piece is that, again, we're able to advocate on your behalf, support you through how do we ask for accommodations. We have, discussions around disclosure, struggles that you've had in the past, and really just some support to lean on and advocate to get your foot in the door and showcase the strengths and amazing abilities that you have. So really, again, you can have that quick career advising support through here. Again, all of these services have that continuum of support. And then again, that enhanced job search support. So sometimes we have individuals that can't even read and write. And so we might provide some more direct job search support in those cases. So really is job seekers centered or client centered, as we state. In addition to that, I'll let you know what the DRES funding is. Absolutely. So in addition to that, the resume job search support, we also, some individuals have struggled to maintain employment in the past. Maybe they learn a little bit differently, they get one day of training and that's just not enough. And so we have advocates, so they're called retention specialists, where I guess we really like the word specialist, but anyways, so the retention specialists are there really to be like a mediator between yourself, your employer, and your coworkers, and often actually educating the employers more than the job seekers themselves in how to make those accommodations and make this job placement successful. So DRES funding stands for Disability Related Employment Services. So this is a government funded initiative that's been around for quite a long time. So typical things that we use is for definitely around interpreters. So sign language interpreters, we will often use DRES funding, but it could be used for sit-stand desks. So maybe you have back pain or mobility issues and you're needing a sit-stand desk. And we've used it all the way to getting funding, cost sharing for elevators or bathroom accessibility, things like that. So really it's a cost sharing between the government and the employer. And again, just helps mitigate some of those barriers that an employer might say, oh, that there's going to be too many dollars attached to this, and just really helping those job seekers. One of the bonuses to these specialized employment services is the peer support. So peer support can be, depending on which stream you're in, can be one-to-one, or it can be in a group setting. And then these services are available in Calgary and Edmonton. I like the artwork. All right, next slide. No worries. Okay, so the Youth Specialized Employment Service is an excellent initiative. We did this, piloted this with a high school that was specifically for individuals with autism on the spectrum. And now we've opened this to, again, anyone with any form of a disability, formally diagnosed or self-identifying, and really giving them a chance at an early age to learn what work is about, and get that experience where employers are a little bit more forgiving when we're younger, when we don't show up on time, when we struggle a little bit longer to kind of learn how the culture of work environment goes. So that is our youth service. And this service right now is currently only available in Calgary. And we'll just flip to the next slide. And then currently we have our skill development services. We've had a few different types, but right now we only have one running, and that's our Art Recruits. It's an award-winning skill development service, very, very unique. It's a 12-week employment training program focusing on soft skills. So previously, I've had multiple roles at Prospect, but one of them was doing intakes. And sometimes I'd have individuals come in and say, I love to work if it wasn't for people. If you could find me a job where I didn't have to be around anybody, that would be awesome. And that's because sometimes soft skills like communication, conflict resolution, some of those teamwork, those don't come natural to all of us, and that's okay. And so this is an excellent program to help build some of those skills, working on things like time management, as I said, conflict resolution, problem solving, adaptability. And then there is a 12-week placement component to this, and there is none of that retention support. However, if that is something that somebody needs, we can definitely switch over to one of our other services and provide that. So we are opening up again, like I said, and it has been running successfully completely virtually, but we will have one group that will be like a hybrid, so some in person, some virtual, and then the other one will be strictly virtual. So to qualify for this, you would have to be 18 plus, identify with a mental health barrier, challenge, illness, and committing to 15 weeks. This is the really important key piece, is committing to that 15 weeks of programming, and then the 5 weeks of job search, and really know that within the time frame that you will be ready for work, and you just really want to just work on some of these skills. And one of the best byproducts of this program is building your confidence. And that's been said by many individuals. And I just want to quick touch base on the mental health piece. So one of the things that individuals have stated that they really appreciate about this program is, although that's the identifier or the piece to be able to access this service, it's not a mental health support group, certainly at all. We figure people have done enough of that or can access that other places, but really just focusing on building those soft skills. And so they do this all through art, hence the name Art Recruits. Just to give a quick example of what that would be, maybe you are given direction, slight direction on you're going to do a landscape picture, and you get 3/4 of the way through thinking this looks great. Again, you don't have, art doesn't have to be your forte. I almost failed grade 8 art, and I've done some of these workshops and they were amazing. And I'm not lying when I say I almost failed grade 8 art. I really, really appreciated doing these workshops. So yeah, so you're doing your landscape, it's looking good. And then 3/4 of the way through, they tell you to add like an alien, a ship, something completely different to that picture. And you have to work that into your picture. And so really then talking about the debriefing afterwards around what did that feel like, having to work on adaptability in the workforce. So this service is offered in Calgary and Edmonton. Next slide. All right. So our Entrepreneurs with Disabilities is offered in Edmonton, but the reason why I still want to touch base on this is because there's a added partnership that we have built with something called RISE. So if you are somebody who has a business plan in mind, sorry, I don't know why it flips. Yeah, thank you. It does that on its own. I'm not sure why. If you are somebody who has a business plan in mind and are really passionate about wanting to see that to fruition, but you've maybe struggled to get financing for that, or you're not really too sure where to go with this, the RISE piece of the Entrepreneurs with Disabilities is accessible to all Albertans. And again, you can maybe connect with one of our facilitators, business advisors through the entrepreneurial piece as well. So if maybe you've tried to apply for financing or a loan in the past and haven't been successful, then this is for you, or could be for you. It's character-based and the loan, and so the staff can work with you around that. So if you do have questions about that piece, you can reach out to myself or call the front office, the main line, and ask to speak with the Edmonton area, or you can check that out on our website as well. So why, to just kind of capsulate then on the last slide, just why would you want to join Prospect? There's 101 probably employment agencies out there. Of course, as Catherine stated, I've been with Prospect for a number of years, so I might be a little bit biased, but I really appreciate some of the things that I've heard. Feedback is, again, that continuum of service. Some services are very cookie cutter. You have to go through all the hoops, even when you're just wanting one thing. And so that's nice to have that piece. And again, the connections that we have with employers and continually building those relationships, and and that we have staff that are specifically designated to building those relationships, such as Mercedes' team with our workforce advisors and doing consultations, making sure that employers are not just having a diverse workforce, but that it's inclusive, and how do we make things work for individuals. And all of these services, I probably should have said at the very beginning, are at no cost to you. And so, because our funding primarily comes from Alberta Works, a little bit from Alberta Health Services, a little bit from United Way, and so forth. But the main crux of all of that is that it's at no cost to you. So then we'll just go to the last page. And if people want to take a screenshot of that, you're more than welcome to, or I guess it'll be on the YouTube channel. But our phone number is on there. If you want to connect, you can just give us a call. So we've tried to make it, some people hate to talk on the phone, and that's okay. Maybe you just want to send an email, or maybe you want to just go online, fill out the form real quick. Either way, our intake team, it will go to our intake team and they will contact you and get the ball rolling. So lots of information. You don't have to know where you fit. When you talk with our intake team, they'll help you with that. So just to give you an overview. And I'm gonna pass it on to Mercedes, and then Catherine, if we can get you to click on that Prospect, the online page, and then Mercedes can help us talk through how to get to the events and what that means.
Yeah, and you know what, Catherine, I think I can actually share it on my end. I think if that's probably even easier. No, I can't share it. So you'll probably have to go.
Here, just one moment. I'll make you the host and you will be able to share.
There you go.
There you go.
I have the power now, so fantastic.
Use it wisely.
Yes, just one moment here. There you go. Okay, so as Sarah was saying, We have tons of resources and a lot of programs for any circumstance. Either you're young, a young job seeker, a mature job seeker, and like Sarah said, the best way to start your job searching journey or continue is just to give us a call. On our website, we have tons of information, and we've actually just updated our website, and it is way more, it's easier to navigate now. But on the side of events, and I know how it is, maybe you're feeling hesitant, like, maybe this is not for me. We have tons of workshops and events where you don't need to be a prospect client. You can just attend. No strings attached. I know, as I said, it can be a little bit intimidating. So if you're not ready to give that step and you say, like, I really need the help, attend our events. We plan all these sessions thinking about the job seekers. And if you just go to our website, prospectnow.ca, and you go into the events section, guys, we have so many things going on all the time. I just hosted a session. I was telling Catherine before coming here with Randstad. We have this type of events with employers all the time. And as I said, these events are at no cost to you. What do we do during these events? We have information style events where we invite an employer and they chat about the recruitment process, tips on how to apply. Employers share their contact information, so you can either connect with them on LinkedIn, or they actually provide their contact information. Another benefit that we have is that we continue to build those relationships with employers, and we can help you just, connect you directly with them. And as Sarah explained, you're no longer one of the 500 resumes. You are one of our clients, right? So that's why we work hard, and we have tons of connections. In Alberta specifically, where we have our offices, but for sure in Calgary, we work with all different employers. We've had software companies like Avanti, Neo Financial. We work with SAY, we work with Mount Royal University, with Home Depot, with NMAX. We've had hotels over, so we try to keep our lineup of events very diverse, because we know all job seekers are different. All of you guys have different employment goals and obviously a different experience in different industries. So we try to keep it as diverse as possible. And besides the company connectors or hiring events where we actually host pre-screens, and you get to have that exchange with employers, not face-to-face right now, but virtually. We also have different workshops and other information sessions where we invite subject matter experts to develop a topic that is relevant to job seekers, which could be, how to increase traffic on your LinkedIn page. And we've had sessions about applicant tracking systems, how to beat them, and again, we bring a lot of experts just because we want to help you to the best of our ability navigate the market and understand what are the trends. Through my experience belonging to this organization, because I host these events all the time, I have learned so much that I didn't know before. So I highly recommend it. And as I said, just go to our website. We have tons of information there, a lot of workshops happening all the time. And again, all of this stuff is accessible to you. You don't need to pay for the company connectors or networking type of events. Again, that networking is a great tool for job seekers to connect with employers, and it can get expensive if you're paying to attend events. All of our events are at no cost and are open to the general public. So I highly recommend that you go to our website. And as I said, if you're feeling hesitant, it's like, is this for me? Check out our workshops, the quality of our events, the frequency of our events. There's tons of information for you. All of the latest trends. We are in constant communication with employers, with recruiters. So I'm just gonna say, we are the experts. We can help you. So trust me, you will have a fantastic experience, and I can speak about my colleagues. They're professional, and really our mission is to connect you with fantastic employer, and you know, continue with your professional path in somewhere awesome where you're going to be very happy. Also, my colleague Sarah was talking about this because, you know, again, it's like, I am all about commitment. So you're kind of like, see the work that we do. We have a Facebook group, the Employment Resources Center, where we share tons of, it's like a mini community of job seekers, where if you're feeling like I don't want to go to your website, too much work, go to Facebook, join our group, and you're gonna see we post tons of information about events. Basically, you're getting information right in your phone, in your cell phone number, about the events that we're hosting, articles relevant to job seekers, and again, all of these resources and this community of job seekers, you know, it's for you to access and take advantage and connect with people. We host some job clubs live for our French-speaking individuals, and also for well, basically for anyone who will have a specific job club that is for French-speaking individuals. That was my event this morning, and it was fantastic, guys. So I hope you can join us in the future. Check out our website, check out our Facebook group. Again, anyone can join. You don't need to be a client. But if you know if that you're having difficulty navigating the job market, I'm gonna strongly suggest to go to our website, and very easy to find how to connect with us. Our contact information, you can see it on screen. There's many ways to connect, and I love that Sarah said, like, I hate calling on the phone to people. Like, it is not my favorite. We make it easy for you. Just send us an email, and we'll follow up and connect you with you know, the best career advisor for you within the best program. And hopefully you found this information useful, and hopefully we'll be able to connect with some of you. Also, I'm going to invite you to connect with myself on LinkedIn, because I post a lot of information and about our events, as well as I have a lot of connections in the recruitment world here in Calgary. Yeah, which if you are like me and you love to network online on LinkedIn, which is my favorite activity for the past year and a half, make sure to connect with me, and also follow Prospect on LinkedIn or Facebook, because as I said, there's tons of information for you, and we have a very positive, you know, job seeking can kind of suck, if you mind my French. It can be a little bit difficult, but we are creating a great community, supportive community, to assist you and make the best of it. So I want to thank Catherine so much for giving us the opportunity to come here today and connect with you. And hopefully, if anyone is interested, or if you guys have any questions, feel free to send us your questions in the chat. Otherwise, if you're feeling a little shy or hungry and you want to be outside, just make sure to connect with us, and we'll love to follow up with you. I don't know, Sarah, if there's anything else that you would like to add.
I don't think so. I think we covered it all.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mercedes and Sarah, for joining us today and spreading the message. I mean, when I found out about Prospect, I was absolutely blown away in the fact that it's totally free. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer to seek out your services if you are one of those folks who are underemployed, unemployed, looking to transition. Maybe even, you know, I mean, for me, myself, I am in the HR department at Olympia Financial Group, and I joined Prospect in their company connector. And it was amazing to be able to just connect with their members, and they, you know, to be able to get those requests on LinkedIn afterwards, and to have that warm welcome to an employer. I think that's very crucial and very important. And you know, if you're someone who doesn't have a large network in Calgary and you're looking for ways to network, it's a super way to be able to put yourself out there. And again, have that warmer handoff to literally the person who could potentially give you a job. So I think that is the most valuable piece that they offer. And maybe for me, ladies, maybe tell me a little bit more about, you know, even just if I were to say, send you guys an email and say, hey, what does a resume building session look like? You know, how do you go about that at Prospect?
How do we go about answering that, or how do we go about what is like answering your questions?
Yeah, what does the process look like if I were to say, hey, I would like to have somebody look at my resume? What happens then?
Yeah, great question. So if that's the case, typically we would connect you. Our intake team are actually career advisors as well. And so we would connect you with one of them. And if that's something, sometimes people are like, I need it looked at right now. I need to get this resume out. And so we would just connect you with those career advisors, get them to take a look at that. Sometimes there are a little bit of those annoying hoops that we have to go through because the services are covered by, that are free and covered by the government. We do have paperwork sometimes that we have to fill out that the government really wants to take a look at the demographics of individuals that are accessing the services. So we try to make that as painless and as seamless as possible. But definitely, especially when the doors are open, come on in, get that connection, and then we can support you. Again, join those workshops. You know, if you don't really want to do all that paperwork side of things and you want to avoid that, then join some of those workshops, get that help there. Job Club is an excellent place to get some support from the career advisors with that resume as well.
Sounds like a small price to pay to get some expert advice. And then I know I don't see that we have any questions in the chat box. I know that we just have a few folks left here. Maybe if you have a question and you just want to unmute yourself quick, you are more than welcome to do that. If you've got any questions, any, you know, particular, something that may be specific to you, that maybe the person, you know, who's also in here may have a similar question. I see Paul's unmuted himself. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to, about 4 years ago now, I actually went through the Prospect. I forget what it's called, but it's called the WorkWise program now, but Time Out for Older Workers or something before. And it did help me get a job. I'm back on the unemployment line again, unfortunately, but I just want to endorse Prospect now. I did it out in Airdrie, and they're very, very helpful.
Oh. So, Paul, yeah, that's lovely to hear, and that's great that you've come back and you're looking to potentially utilize the resource again. It is.
Yeah, well, it's not so great. I'm looking for work again, but
yeah.
And to that note, you are able to access. So just because you've been once doesn't mean you can't come again. We get that happens. So that's a bonus. And one of the questions I get asked often, and I know Mercedes kind of touch base on the different types of employers that we reach out to. Yes, the intake team is available now. They are constantly taking intakes. So you can definitely access that. We would like to make it quicker, but definitely usually the turnaround is 24 hours. We try to keep it at for sure. So if you fill out that form online as we're talking, I've had people do that and get that ball rolling, then we'll get somebody to give you a shout. But I wanted to, lots of times people will ask me, well, what kinds of jobs can I get or take a look at? Who do you access? and really, again, that client-centered focus. So if it is an industry we have not tapped into, so sometimes we have people that are coming in and they're wanting to do something more unique in the theaters or something that we maybe wouldn't necessarily have connections with, we still will absolutely work with you, start building some of those connections. It's a good challenge. Our employment specialists always love to be able to look in other places that they haven't been looking before. You know, for example, admin jobs, they're saturated. And so if we can look for something else, it's nice for us too. So
for sure.
So the sky is the limit, I guess, is what I want to say.
Yeah, great. Well, great. Well, if we don't have any other questions here, great question, Wendy. I believe Sarah was able to answer that there. So yeah, we'll wrap things up here. We do appreciate your time, Prospect, for coming to join us and share the message with our membership and the community. Again, if you do have any questions, please refer back to that last page of the PowerPoint there. Again, we will be sending out the slides here towards the end of the day, as well as posting today's session on YouTube. Yeah, Prospect has a ton of events coming up here. It looks like from things, you guys are keeping busy. That's great. For GoldMind project, we won't have any events until September because we're taking a little summer break, as a lot of folks are either out of town or on vacation. So you can anticipate some really great events coming through in the fall for the GMP. Again, special thanks to Mercedes and Sarah, and we hope to see you all soon.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Well, take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks. Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.